Okay, so we have a main chain of controls here now. We have what are going to be our IK controls that will control the position of our foot. We have our cog that'll let us take our character and bend them from the waist down. And we have our root that'll allow us to move our whole character. So let's talk about setting up a reverse foot real quick. What we need to do for that is we're going to separate out a new chain here. And I'm actually going to color these nodes real quick just so we know that they're our main controls. Those are our main, green is going to be our main control chain. And I can color these guys up here, just something so I know that they're all one thing as well. And over here we're going to take out our feet. We're going to grab just our feet bones. We need our heel, our ball, our toe, and our ankle. So we're going to grab our feet joints. And we're going to delete non-selected. Now let's grab our feet. Perfect. From here, now that we have just our feet, we can set up our reverse foot nodes now. Our reverse foot chain. The way we're going to do that is we're going to put down a new parent joint node here. There we go. And we're going to unparent everything to start. Just so everything is on its own for now. And we're going to now rebuild that structure in its reverse order. So we're going to control from our heel, and then we're going to go to our toe, and our toe is then going to go to our ball, and our ball is going to go to our ankle. So this is the exact reason why it's called a reverse foot setup. It's because we are reversing the chain and the parent structure from its original down the chain method from ankle to ball to toe to heel. So we're going to do the same with the right side over here. Now we have a proper bone structure in place for a reverse foot setup. And all we really need to do is add some controls for it. So if we put down just a rig pose for the time being, we can see now that when we move the heel, we move the entire foot. And if we were to rotate from the heel, we can rotate the entire foot. And if we were to rotate from the ball, we just rotate around the ball, and we are only editing the ankle, like how we would hope to see as if our foot was lifting off of the ground and rotating around the ball of the foot. So that's our reverse foot setup. This is kind of a manual approach to doing so, which of course isn't a bad thing. We'll explore another way to do a reverse foot here in a second. But for now, let's just put down an attach join geo node, and we can create a new control for our ball and our toe here. So we can just create a new control here. So we'll create a new control here. I'm going to call this control a reverse foot, just because that's what we'll be using it for. And make sure we rename it as well. Reverse foot. And let's see what we want this to look like. I think I'm just going to go with a regular circle, just with a few points to it. Now, I want to clarify that I'm using polygon method of building this circle because sometimes when combining different kinds of shapes, like if we were to have a polygon here and a NURBS curve here and a Bezier over here, our library can get kind of confused and it won't be able to grab all of the different kinds of controls. I've just found that polygon or geometry is the best way to have our controls be. So we have a circle now. It's probably a little too big, so I'm going to just decrease it in size, and then we will hook it up. I'll change its color as well to be something like a cyan. Perfect. Now let's hook it up in our attached geo node here. And we will select all of our toe kind of joints there. And we can use that reverse foot. Perfect. It still might be kind of large. Let's see, compared to the mesh. Yeah, it's probably still a bit big, so we can just affect it up here and see its active changes as we do so. That's probably a good size. So now, if we blend this chain in with our main chain, if we blend it back in with a skeleton blend, and we do main and reverse foot, and we take our main chain and we take our reverse foot chain here. World space, make sure we have that clicked, and we will blend towards where our joints are on this side. We can see when we edit our rig pose over here, we're changing the position of our ankle of our main chain. We'll notice though that when we try and use our main control, our IK control for our heel here, we don't get that movement. We're not moving our whole foot. That's because our IK control that we control here needs to control the chain over here before we edit our rig pose and our reverse foot. So the way we're going to do that is we're just going to put down another skeleton blend here. And instead of blending our main chain as our main chain over here, as our first input over here, we're going to blend where our IK foot was, our heel. And when we do so, we can specify that we just want the heels to be blended. And when we do so, we're going to name this blend core heel controls. Now when we do so and we control our heel, we can notice we're taking the whole foot with it. Exactly how we want. Now we notice that the primitive is taking from the last bone there. If we look at where our bones are with the rig pose here, one of my twist joints, that's our last position. But we'll fix this soon when we hook up our IK aspects of things. For now, we have successfully set up a reverse foot node where we can control, or rather a reverse foot setup, manual reverse foot setup, where we can control rotation from the ball. We can do so from our heel, our main control's heel, as such. We can do so from the toe as well. Perfect. So that has been setting up a manual reverse foot setup. Next, we'll dive into setting up our IK chains, where we can see our foot controls in action.